Morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in this segment of the morning show, Mr. Jerry Johnson, is the president of the Decatur Rotary Club. Folks often hear Jerry associated with the Decatur Area Arts Council, but Jerry putting on a new hat for today. We welcome you back to the program, sir. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Yes, I like to keep busy, so I've been involved with the Decatur Rotary Club since I joined the Arts Council here about 12 years ago, and this year I am president of our club.
Very good. Well, Jerry, kind of introduce us to the Decatur Rotary Club. You know, folks know Rotary, I'm sure. A lot of times some of the things they do are seen and unseen. So what are some of the ways that the Decatur Rotary Club is known in the area of Decatur? How about that?
Well, our Rotary Club does a lot of different projects to enhance the community. One of the big projects we did a number of years ago, probably about 10 plus years ago, was raising money to help the Park District create Rotary Park. It's on the south side of Decatur, and it's a sports complex with multiple ball diamonds and volleyball court and things like that. And so there are often major tournaments and things that take place there. We've also helped raise money to build a couple of pavilions for the Park District. We add some resting benches along the bike path and the walk path. And we also each year offer community grants to not-for-profit organizations throughout the community. In addition to ringing the Salvation Army bell and other things, cleaning up, we have adopted a street that we clean up 3 times a year. So there are a whole variety of things that we do, in addition to being a great networking group where we meet once a week and people can come and hear about our weekly speakers and find out what's happening in the community.
Sure. And I'm sure there's no shortage of folks to come in and address the Rotary Club on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, we just had the deputy city manager of the city of Decatur speak to us this past Monday and learned all kinds of things about what the city of Decatur has planned for the next 5 years. It's pretty exciting.
Very good. Jerry, you talk about all the initiatives that you take up. Of course, that all takes money and fundraising, I'm sure. So what are some of the fundraisers that the Rotary Club of Decatur puts on?
Well, we have one big fundraiser that we do in the early summer. It's a bags tournament with bratwurst and beer associated, so it makes it extra fun. So we raised about $7,000 or $8,000 last year with that tournament. In addition to our members being generous and giving, that's probably our biggest fundraising event that we do.
Brats, beer, and bags. Can't go wrong, right?
That's exactly right. But Rotary is more than just local. The interesting thing is that we are one of 46,000 clubs around the world as part of the structure known as Rotary International. Rotary was founded in 1905 as a service club by several businessmen in Chicago, and the reason it's called Rotary is because they would rotate from office to office until the club got to the point where they decided they needed to have a regular place where they all just went and met. Our Rotary Club was founded in 1915, so we were an early adopter here in Decatur, but there are 1.5 million Rotarians all over the world who are doing amazing things to assist people. Rotary's has a variety of things, Rotary International. Its big initiative internationally is to eradicate polio, and the club has given billions of dollars to that cause, and there are only a couple of countries in the world that now struggle with the disease, so our Rotary International is just that close to eradicating that disease from the face of the earth. And then lots of other things, in addition to fighting disease, promoting peace, providing clean water and sanitation, helping mothers and children, supporting educational initiatives and local economies. So the clubs all over the world do amazing work.
Am I remembering right, Jerry? Rotary is also a part of the foreign exchange student program when that opportunity comes up?
There is a Rotary foreign exchange program, yes. It may not be associated with the ones that you know of, because I'm sure there are a variety of foreign exchange programs, but there is a Rotary foreign exchange program for people of a variety of ages, not just high school, but I know some We had somebody speak to our group who was part of the Rotary exchange program when she was in college. Rotary connects people from all over the world to other people on the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Jerry, when it comes to just the initiatives that the local Rotary, again, Jerry Johnson is our guest, by the way. He is the president of the Decatur area, or excuse me, the Decatur Rotary Club. I'm going to do that a few more times, I have a feeling today, Jerry. But at any rate, when it comes to Decatur Rotary, Jerry, you talked about, some of the ways that you're active, your members are active. Like, what does it take to become a member? What is that being a Rotarian mean? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Sure. We meet weekly, and we have speakers who present about things that are going on in our community, but also you learn about what Rotary International is doing and what opportunities that our local club has to support that, in addition to what our local club can do to support local things that are going on and what needs that there are.
Mm-hmm.
So we are engaged in a lot of those things. We have a number of international initiatives that we've supported beyond local. We assisted with an eye clinic where an eye surgeon who was based out of Decatur would go to India, where his family is from, and do surgeries and assist people who are having eye problems, cataracts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is an orphanage in Mexico that we support with a variety of ways, and then a couple of clean water initiatives both in South America and in Africa
Mm-hmm.
that we have supported as well.
Mm-hmm. Who can be a part of the Decatur Rotary Club, Jerry?
Anybody. We do have dues that you pay, and then you have to pay for your lunch when you attend the meetings. There is no requirement for attendance. We have some members who continue to periodically come to our meetings, but they want to be part of the club and part of what we accomplish. So they, even though they can't attend all the meetings, they are still our members.
Very good. So, Jerry, just again, the time commitment that it takes to be a Rotarian, is there like a minimum number of meetings you have to attend, or like what does that commitment look like for those individuals?
There is no minimum number of meetings to attend. We meet every Monday at noon at the Decatur Club in downtown Decatur for lunch and a presenter, and then you get updates and on what our projects are, how they're proceeding, and invited to participate in as many ways as you're willing to participate. So there's opportunities to be parts of various committees and assist with different projects.
Very good. Well, Jerry, where do folks go to learn about all things Decatur Rotary Club? And when we come back, we're going to talk about a really neat initiative you're doing that kind of has a global impact, a global relevance. Just again, how do folks learn more about the Decatur Rotary Club?
The easiest way is to go to our website, decaturrotary.org, and you can read a little bit about our club. If you have questions, there are links to the various officers, including myself, where you can send us an email and ask some questions, and then you can find out more about this big project we're working on and that we're going to discuss when we come back.
Very good. Well, we'll do that on the other side of a break with Jerry Johnson, president of the Decatur Rotary Club, our guest on the phone today. More to come on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW. For more information.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn slightly lower, beans lower, wheat trading higher. March corn down 2 3/4, 444.5. May corn 455.5, down 2 3/4. December new crop 477, down 2 pennies. March beans 1201, down 2 1/4. May beans down 3 1/4, 1210.5. And November new crop 1182 3/4, down 2 3/4. March Chicago wheat 607, up 5 1/2. July wheat up 4 3/4, 618.5. March bean meal up $1.70, 363.40. March bean oil 45.04, down 56 cents. Livestock market. March feeders 244.85, down 2 cents. February live cattle up 40 cents, 180.15. February lean hogs unchanged, 75.80. Energy market. March crude oil down $1.51, 72.31. Jim Taylor, RFD Radio Network.
Chip Flory here, the host of AgriTalk, the nation's longest-running agriculture talk show. I'm here to remind our listeners on Central Illinois' agriculture station, WHOW, that you can hear our show weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WHOW's many platforms. On the Big 1520 across Central Illinois, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County, and now on 106.5 FM in Logan County, and on the WHOW app. AgriTalk on WHOW.
Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton. CEO Paul Scarron reminding you our walk-in clinic inside our family medicine building will treat your flu symptoms without an appointment. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
For the latest in Central Illinois agricultural news, visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Get updated information on markets, weather, ag news, local interviews with NAFB farm broadcaster Jared White, and much, much more. All at IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks again for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Jerry Johnson is the president of the Decatur Rotary Club. And Jerry, we left off teasing a special initiative that the Rotary Club is taking up. You are sponsoring 2 Ukrainian families. Tell us a little bit about this effort and what's going on here.
Yeah, since the invasion in Ukraine in February of 2022, Rotarians around the world have been working to help the humanitarian needs of the Ukrainians. 3.5 million Ukrainians have been displaced still in the country, but over 6 million have fled their country for temporary refuge in other countries waiting for the end of the war. A few months after the war started, the U.S. government started a program called Uniting for Ukraine, and it's a sponsorship program where Ukrainians are offered protected status to live in the U.S. for a couple of years until they figure out where they're going to ultimately land, or maybe even go home should the war come to an end pretty soon. Mm-hmm. So Rotary International, of which our club is a part, has partnered with an organization called Welcome.us to help us navigate through the process that the U.S. government has established to make this happen. We've been working on this for about 9 months, and there are about 160,000 Ukrainians who are in the system looking for an opportunity to find a place to live. Right now they're in temporary housing. The 2 families that we're sponsoring live in Germany right now, and they're struggling. They can't find jobs, and they're struggling with the language. We have a committee that Heather Stoa is one of our members, and she's the one who's the driving force behind this project and our local sponsor, because you have to have a local sponsor in order to be part of this program, and she was gracious enough to step up. They reviewed about 40 or 50 different applicants and then interviewed 4 or 5 different families, and including these 2, and then decided that they were the best fit for us and we were the best fit for them. And they had to go through the process of being vetted by the U.S. government so that they could come here, mm-hmm. and they were approved. And so we're in the process of raising some funds to help them when they get here. We're expecting them to fly in to Chicago on February 29th, and we're finding housing for them. We're going to assist them with maybe finding transportation to get around, household goods, help the kids enroll in school, help the adults find English as a second language classes. Mm-hmm. The moms, Alina and Tatiana, are both professionals with experience in accounting and human resources, but they struggle a little bit with the English language, but they will qualify when they get here to receive a Social Security card, and our hope is that to give them the capacity to find work within the first 6 months that they're here, and then we'll support them as much as we can, but our goal is to get them onto their feet in the first 6 months to a year that they're here.
Give us an update, Jerry, on how that fundraising effort is going to this point.
Well, our goal is $100,000 to build capacity to help them for the 2 years, both the families for the 2 years that they're here. That $100,000 is to support both families. We're past halfway already. Even before we went public with the fact that our families were fully vetted by the government and were approved to come, there were quite a few people in our club and from the community who have already given us money, and so we're on our way, but we could use some help with that, certainly, to help support these families. In addition to dollars donations, anyone who might be interested in just being a part of helping this family become acclimated to our community and to our area, maybe giving them a ride to do some grocery shopping, or taking a kid to school, or just stopping by and being neighborly, just all kinds of things we could use help with.
So a lot of ways. If folks are interested in those things, Jerry, what's the best way for them to get involved? Do they contact you? Should they find the Rotary Facebook page, website? Like, what's the best way to get the ball rolling for those individuals that maybe financially it's not feasible for them, but they want to do something, and so maybe an effort, a gesture like you're talking about there, that's the best way for them. How do they get that ball rolling?
Yeah, the best way is indeed to go to our website, DecaturRotary.org, and click on that story, and it'll give you some of the details that I've just shared, and some contact information there. So there's some email links on that story. So DecaturRotary.org is the best way to go to find out about this, and possibly make a donation financially, or to see what you can do about helping in other ways.
When you first heard about this, Jerry, what was your initial thought, the opportunity to do something like this? What was your initial thought on this?
I thought it was pretty amazing. I've been keeping up on what's been going on over there since the very beginning, and the fact that these poor people, when it first started in the first month of the war, they didn't sleep at all, because most of the bombing would happen at night. So as things started to get dark, they would just sit and wait for the sirens to go off so they could hurry to shelters. So they didn't sleep for about the first month, and then that's when they decided they needed to get out of there because the buildings around them were being destroyed. And so they contacted one another, because they're family friends, these two women, Elena and Tatiana, and they decided that they needed to get out, and they were going to go to Germany. And what is normally a 2-day trip ended up taking them almost a week to get across the country of Ukraine during what was a pretty harrowing journey.
It's got to be an amazing tale to tell when they arrive here. I mean, obviously, the first thing is for them to get settled and things of that nature. Do you hope that they'll tell their story, whether it's publicly or, that sort of thing, Jerry?
Yeah, that's exactly what we hope. We're not sure if we will try this again. There's been talk about that. It depends on how smoothly and successfully we manage to get this family here and get them on their feet. But there are plenty of people out there who still need help. And yes, we'd like them to tell their story when they feel comfortable to tell it, and both emotionally and linguistically. I mean, they speak English, but it's pretty broken, and they're going to continue to improve their skills.
Very good, Jerry. Well, I look at the clock, about a minute and a half with you here, sir. What I miss on this that we need to talk about, haven't talked about? What do you think, Jerry?
Well, like I said, I think we've discussed everything, but DecaturRotary.org is the place to go to find out more and to make a donation. That's an online gift, but if you're more comfortable with sending a check, there's information on who you can send that one to as well. And we've already begun the process. We found a place for them to live, and we're collecting household goods and furniture and things like that. And just hope that people will want to be a part of this and welcome these folks to our community.
Very good, Jerry. We appreciate you making time for us here to talk about the Rotary Club, and it was kind of good to hear your voice on a different topic this time around. We'll catch up soon, though. We appreciate your time.
All right. right. Thanks a lot.
Again, Jerry Johnson is the president of the Decatur Rotary Club. Our guest on the phone here this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Network news on the way.
WHOW.
This Miller Media Group radio station and our online daily newspaper